Hello everyone, this is Nathan Bryan, and this is my first update of the Darugodoris. I would like to first introduce you to the situation. I have reached Terrell Whitlatch through Tales of Amalthea, and she has agreed to give me some critiques. First of all, she has asked me for some background to the creature and, what he eats, how he survives, and I am going to send that to her through a post. This is a video to start off the blog, talking about what makes up the Darugodoris. So, first of all, let's go through the design. The design is, from the side, looks like he has 3 legs, but if you go to the top, you realize that the middle legs are in fact wings. They are crouched to the ground because that is the way that he keeps himself grounded. He is from, as I am putting in the post, a world full of ice and mountains, and it's very windy. It is important that he stays to the ground, and the wings are in fact used for that. Instead of flying, they keep him grounded, much like the bat would. So let's go through the creatures that make up our little friend, the Darugodoris. To start off, I have the monitor lizard. The monitor lizard is a great creature because it looks pretty harmless when you first see a picture. It's just a plain old lizard, but it happens to be very large and very fast. The interesting thing about the monitor lizard is that when they get frightened or aggressive, they climb to the highest point, which tends to be your head. So let's go through these images. They tend to walk very high. Compared to most lizards, they have room between their belly and the ground. I wanted to include this as he is a fast creature. I want my creature to be fast as well. He is an intimidating creature. They have this giant sac right below their jaw. This is for when they are swallowing things like eggs, things that are several times larger than their head. This is useful so that he can find creatures like orcas and larger animals like humans that he can swallow. They tend to bathe themselves in sun. This is interesting for an ice creature because they'd have to climb up to places where they can get the sun, which is above the clouds. So they would climb up to the tall hills and tall mountains. Another important part of my creature, considering that he does, in fact, use his wings to cling to rocks, much like bats would. They are a lot like snakes with legs, which is also intimidating. It is great for the creature to have that sort of feel to him. He can look a little bit like a lizard at times, but when he's aggressive, he can move a lot like a snake. I use this texture for the initial drawing. It will most likely change as I will be adding more pieces to the design. One of the intentions for this creature was to eventually add fur. I'm still kind of working that out. The next creature that I use is obviously the bat. While bats fly, they spend most of their time in caves, crawling around on the rock upside down. The wings are very important. Their little fingers on the ends of their wings help them grip onto that rock. They can and tend to use their entire wings at times to grab things because they are like hands. They have individual, finger joints in them, and they can wrap around. They spend in small groups in caves. They hide during the hours of the day, and they come out at night. My creature, I think, will spend most of its time in the sun, so he'll be on the top of mountains, on the side of mountains, warming himself, and then at nighttime he will go hunting. As you can see, the bats move fairly efficiently through hopping between their forelimbs or wings and their back limbs. My creature has 6 limbs, which I can sort of use as in that same respect. He bounces from the back legs to forelegs to the middle legs and back again. As you can see, the bats, they actually can raise themselves off of the wall or ceiling and still be holding onto the rock. The third creature that I used is the cheetah. The cheetah, most of it is in the hindquarters and how the tail connects to the back. I wanted to get that sort of streamlined look, that stomach going in at the back. Even though he is larger, much like the lizard in the beginning, he does have this. The hindquarters are tall, and this is so that he can in fact bounce and get air, because the wings will help him soar to the ground as he is capturing prey. I also wanted to make sure that the creature was fast, so I used the cheetah, knowing it is the fastest creature that has anatomy that would work. I intend to use this print for the fur, which will come later on. So back to the design. Now that you have the information on the creatures used, you can tell he has smaller hindquarters. His belly comes out much like the lizard. The wings are like arms, and they connect to the back right where the secondary shoulder blade is. You can see the muscles here. They combine well, kind of going down the back, much like shoulder muscles do. And the neck and head are much like the monitor lizard. If we look in closer here, to the head, we notice he has two sets of ears. One is an ear for, that was from the cheetah, and this ear is used for when he is seeking out prey. The other ear is for when he is underwater. He can bend this one down and completely block it off, and this ear is what hears when he's underwater or when he is bathing in the sun. This ear is used mostly for hearing when something is near. He uses this ear to track down what he hears. Now, as you can see, the arms here are almost connected by a layer of skin. This layer of skin also appears here right above the belly. The tail, as I said before, from the cheetah sort of bends downward from the hips, and the hind legs are high, the feet long, for the sake of jumping and running really quickly. While the legs are in fact lizard-like in the front, his toes are small, much like the cheetah. This is also so that he can run. Instead of having to bend his feet outward, he can run much like a cheetah does, and that is straight forward. So there you have it. There is my first update and the introduction to the Darugodoris. This project, for your information, is going to be a composited animation. I intend to have video taken and have this monster chasing an actual person. So there you have it. I hope you have a great day and happy designing.